All right, guys. So as I record this, it's not terribly hot. I'm in a parking lot. I'm in a car. The sun's out, which means it's bad. But the air conditioner has been on for quite some time. Right now, I don't know. It's 95 degrees outside, but inside this car, it's a crisp 82. And I'm really gonna try to finish this podcast without turning on the air conditioner. I know people don't really fucking care when they hear the air conditioner in the background because honestly, most people don't listen to this. So they wouldn't be bothered by it. But it bothers me to know that the fucking air conditioner is on in the background. So that's why I make it a point, I make it a mission to not turn it on. I try my best to go as long as possible without it. So here we go. This is the podcast, by the way. It's the Gary Lee Show. It's available wherever podcasts can be found. I'm just gonna start off by telling you this. When I tell you, like, if you were to see me in the wild, if you're gonna see me out in like in a public setting, if you see me at the mall, if you see me at Target or whatever, if I tell you that I don't know who you are, I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. You have me mistaken for somebody else. That said, if I know who you are and you see me out in public, also don't talk to me. You can listen, you can call me if you want to, and I'll pick it up or I won't. You can text me and we'll have a conversation. Unless you're Julie Butler Brown, who seems like the conversations don't stop. And oftentimes I don't know what the conversations are about or how they started. But if you see me in public, don't talk to me because I have a mission. I have a goal that I'm trying to achieve, which is get the fuck out of the store as fast as I possibly can. So don't talk to me. I will tell you this. I'm eagle-eyed. I see you I see you way before you see me. If you've ever seen me at the mall or if you've ever seen me at Target or something, just know that I have seen you before you've seen me. I've spotted you, and I have failed to get out of the store without you coming up to me. I make it a point to know where you are in the store at all times, so that I'm at the opposite end of the store. I don't want to talk to you. People who I know and like, I've seen and avoided like the plague because I don't want to get into. And then here's the awkward thing: you see somebody and you say hi and you do that thing and it's pointless, and then you go off. You're doing your thing, and then once again you run into them, and you'll run into the same people 7 times, and it's how many times are we supposed to say hello? At what point do we just start shopping together? And then you'll see each other at the checkout thing, and then you say goodbye, but you say goodbye too early, so then you're walking in the same direction in the parking lot. And I've been in the situation where I've had to lie to someone about where I parked my car, and I just aimlessly walk around a parking lot until I see them drive away. This is the position that you people put me in sometimes. But this past weekend, I went to. First of all, if your drive-through is out of order, you need to put the signs. You need to let people know. You need to put those signs out that your drive-through is out of order way before you get into the drive-through. I went to the Starbucks drive-thru. I'm not bragging. I can afford it. But I went to the Starbucks drive-thru. There were 2 cars in the drive-thru, so I don't know what the fuck those people were waiting for. But I get there, and I get up to the line, and there's a out-of-order sign on the drive-thru speaker. You don't put your out-of-order sign and put it at, anyway, I had to go into a Starbucks to get the coffee. So I go in, and they ask me for my name, which I wish they'd stop doing, because they ask you for your name when you order coffee. But then when they yell it out, they usually yell it out by what the coffee is. So if it's an iced Ralph Macchio or whatever the fuck they are, they'll just scream Macchio at you, and you have to go. They don't, even though your name is written down, and for some people, by the way, I'm always Greg at the Starbucks. Don't know why. Don't know why they give me Greg. So normally when they ask me for my name, I will come up with a false name. I like to go with Archie sometimes. I like to go. I like to put like what is clearly a woman's name. Sometimes I go Helen. Just to change it up. just to make life interesting, because if you don't do these little things, you're gonna hang yourself in your basement. It's a sad life. Anyway, so I'm in there, and I give the lady, I think Archie this time, and that actually does confuse things later. I'm sitting there, and this guy is staring. The guy is staring, like, I notice him staring at me, and he's staring at me for a long time, and he's giving me the look like he knows who I am, he just can't remember my name. So I'm looking back at him. We might be flirting at this point. I don't even know what the fuck, but I'm looking at him trying to figure out if I know him, because I know that he thinks he knows me, and I'm trying to figure out if he's right. And I'm staring at this dude, and he's staring back at me for a long time. And I've determined I don't know this motherfucker. And listen, and this is gonna hurt some of your feelings, but if some of you, we got people listening right now. We got Heather, we got Harry, we got John, we got Julie. If some of you, and again, and I don't mean any disrespect here, but if some of you were to just disappear today and be gone for like 3 months, I'm not going to know who the fuck you are in 3 months. And that's just how my brain works. But I tried. I looked at this guy and I tried to figure out if I knew him. And I didn't. I have never spoken to this dude. I've never met him. So he comes up to me finally and he says, Mike? First of all, not Mike. If you ask a guy if his name is Mike, and that guy says, no, my name is not Mike, you should take his word for it. I wasn't trying to deceive this guy. My name's not Mike. I'm clearly not the guy you think that I am. And I said, no. Probably should have given him my actual name at that point, but I cut him off. I said, no. Yeah, didn't you go to Willow Glen? Now, this is where things get interesting. Willow Glen is the name of an elementary school here. I did, in fact, go to Willow Glen, but I'm still 100% sure I did not go there with that guy. So now I'm getting a little confused, but I'm still pretty confident I've never met this dude. And I said, what? No, I did. Yes, I did go, but he's clearly younger than me. This guy is at least 5 years younger than me. And I'm saying, I don't think we went at the same time. I was like early 90s, like 91. And he's like, no, it was like 96. Now he thinks that I'm confused with what year I went to. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I attended that school in 1991. So I said, no, my name's Gary. I went to that school, but I don't remember you at all. He's like, so do you see any of the other guy? I'm telling him I'm not the dude. I'm telling him I'm not Mike. I'm telling him you've mistaken me for someone else, and he's not processing the information. I don't know if he's just real stupid or if he was just determined. Like, he realized that he was wrong, and he realized I'm not Mike, but fuck it, he's gonna commit to this, so we're talking now. So he's asking me if I ever hang out with the guy. I hang out with, yes. Since elementary school, I've hung out with lots of guys, lots of times. None of those guys are the guys that you're thinking of, because I'm not fucking Mike. And I said, no, dude, I don't know. And by the way, if I ever say no, dude, that means I don't want you to talk to me. If I ever call you dude, it's because I am super not interested in what you have going on at all. No, Tony, you don't see Tony anymore? I heard he joined the military. I don't fucking know if Tony joined the military or not, sir, because again, let me specify, my name is not fucking Mike, and I don't know the Tony in which you speak. Please, my name, and I told him again, I was like, dude, you know what, my memory's not great, man, but my name's Gary, and I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry, man. And he's like, yeah, man, my memory's not what it used to. Clearly your memory's not. And just as I finally get him to believe that my name is Gary, that's when the Starbucks lady shouts, Archie! And I have to turn around, and so I look like a complete fucking liar to this guy who's confused already. Because now I told him 3 times that my name was Gary and not Mike, and now all of a sudden I'm fucking Archie, and I don't know what the hell's going on. But the point is, if your drive-thru is out of order, put that fucking sign up before I enter the drive-thru, because I will drive away to another Starbucks. We have enough Starbucks where I won't even waste gas or time to get to your fucking Starbucks. This is a podcast, everybody. You can be listening live if you join if you sign up for the Patreon, like these generous fuckers did. We got a Harry Winston. She's donating. We got a Julie Butler Brown. She's donating, and she's got her own Patreon. She takes money from her Patreon that I give her, and then she gives it back to me. It's all pointless at the end of the day. It's just basically me saying I like you and her saying I like you back. But you know what? Fuck it. Heather's here. She's giving me some time. She's giving me some money. John Noble. You can do it too. Patreon.com/The Gary Lee Show. So here's this past weekend. It's hard to find things to do with your kid when it's 1,000 degrees outside. Like my daughter, she wants to be very active, usually. Like, she likes to spend time outside. But, I mean, it's borderline unhealthy to go outside when it's 110 degrees. By the way, temperature check. I started this podcast, it was 81 degrees. It is now currently 97. How the fuck? Just to give you an idea of how hot it is here. In 5 minutes, I've been talking for 5 minutes, and the temperature shot up. I gotta turn the air conditioner on, guys. God damn it. This is the thing I'm talking about. I hate hearing the thing, and look, the beep. I know, I'm not wearing my seatbelt. The car feels the need to let me know. By the way, who doesn't wear their seatbelts anymore? I'm against the seatbelt law. I think that's bullshit. The seatbelt law does not make anybody a better driver. It does not cut back on any accidents. But every car that's come out since 1975 annoys the shit out of you, forcing you to wear the seatbelt. Just wear the seatbelt. Anyway, it's super hot these days, and my daughter likes to be outside, out of doors, doing things. But also my daughter's like me in many ways, sadly, and she also likes to do a lot of nothing. I asked her, by the way, if any of you are my friends, like personal friends in life, and I don't know that you I don't know that you have a pool, you're a bad friend. You're a bad friend, and I don't want to be your friend anymore. If you listen to the other podcast that I have, No Talent Required, my buddy Jinx informed me the other day that he's got 2 pools. He's got 2 pools, which means we don't even have to swim together. Like, if it's a matter of him not wanting to spend time with me, he doesn't even he can have his own pool. He's got 2 pools. He never mentioned it to me. My brother's got a pool here's what my brother does on a hot day. Instead of texting me and inviting me and my daughter to come swim at my brother's mansion, his fucking mansion, what my brother does is he'll get in his pool and then take a goddamn pool time selfie of himself and then text that to me. That's what my brother does. And then he says, you wouldn't like it, the water's too warm, it's 87 degrees. Hey, guess what? I can do math. 87 degrees is a lot cooler than 100 and forever. Anyway, I'm asking my daughter, what do you want to do? She doesn't want to do anything. She wants to go outside, but it's too hot. So I come out. Sometimes when you're a dad and you're trying to spend quality time with the little one, you gotta get creative. So this is what I came up with yesterday, and I'm passing it along to all the daddies out there, all the mamas. Here you go. I came up with something called sprinkler ball. That's right. It's called you know what? Here's what's super, super underrated in this world. Playing catch with your fucking kid. It's fun. It's fucking fun. It's bonding time. When I'm dying, I'm gonna think about 2 things. All the fucking times I had to speak to that guy at fucking Starbucks who thought my name was Mike, and the pleasant times I had throwing a football to my goddamn kid. Rocket for an arm that kid has. But it's too hot, so I came up with something called sprinkler ball. And here's how creative I am. Sprinkler ball is basically, you stand in your backyard and you play catch while you're getting hit with the sprinklers. That's how miserable it is around here. I have to come up with something called sprinkler ball. The only way we can have any sort of a physical activity outside is if we're doing something that's on the tip top of White Trash Mountain. But I had to do it. What else did I do this week? Oh, you know what else I did this weekend? I tried to watch as much of the final season of Orange is the New Black as humanly possible. I'm not done yet, so if you're listening and you think I'm about to spoil something, I'm not. I'm 10 episodes in. Apparently, there's 13 of these fucking things. Here's my problem with Orange is the New Black. I'm not sure if it's a good show or not. I know that it used to be a good show. It 100% used to be a good show. But like most shows, every successful show runs 3 seasons too long. So I don't think it's been good. Harry Winston says it's great. That's incorrect. That's an incorrect. That's an incorrect statement. Orange is the New Black was great for about 4 seasons, as most shows are, and then the last 3 seasons have been. I mean, it's if they would have just filmed a wheel spinning. Wow, Harry Winston can't take opinions. As soon as I disagree with Harry Winston, she leaves. She went to go email me. Harry Winston left to go send me a very angry email. So I'm watching this Orange is the New Black, and here's the thing: they don't have a story anymore, right? It's women in prison, and they've been in prison for 7 years now, 7 seasons, and they did a lot, and they did a lot of cool stuff, and now they've got nothing to do, right? So instead of having, you know how most television shows have like the A story and then the B story, and the really good ones have like a C story? Orange is the New Black, they have nothing at this point. They are so out of fucking ideas and things to do. Instead of having a 1, a 2, and a 3, an A story, a B story, and a C story, what they do is they've created, there's 17 characters, and they each have their own story, so they only have to devote 4 minutes per episode to each character. And guess how many of those storylines you give a shit about? Like 2. So basically what I'm saying is this last season of Orange is the New Black, you get a guaranteed 8 minutes per each hour of good entertainment. And my 8 minutes might be different than your 8 minutes. And I'm only watching this fucking show out of obligation to myself, because I feel like I've given so much time to that fucking show that I won't let it suck. It can't. It must not. But you know what they are doing? They're doing something where they're this is the wrap up time. This is your victory lap. You've been on for 6 seasons. This last season, you wrap up your shit and then you get the fuck out of there. You go home. But they're doing what Lost did, and trust me, I'm not comparing this show to Lost, because Lost is a goddamn train wreck. But I've got 3 episodes to go in this final season, and they're introducing all kinds of new storylines now, and I'm getting real irritated because I feel like they're gonna pull a Dexter on me, and they're gonna fuck this up. I already don't give a shit about what I'm watching, and I've already dedicated 10 hours of my life to this final season, and I don't care about any of it. They're going to fuck this up, but I'm glad it's gone. You know what? You had a good run. Nothing to be ashamed of. You're good. What I'm looking forward to, though, if you got the Amazon Prime, okay, I look at awful things the same way that some of you guys look at good things. If you have Amazon Prime, there's a movie coming out on August 30th, and I'm just going to. I haven't seen it. I think this is an Amazon Prime original, and they don't have a great track record. But there's a movie coming out called Fanatic. It stars John Travolta, and if you just Google Fanatic movie, the image of John Travolta will come up, and you won't stop laughing. He's got the most hilarious haircut, and this is on the long list of bad Travolta haircuts. This is the absolute worst haircut you'll ever see. It's a remake of a 1981 movie called The Fan, which was already remade with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro in 1996. It's directed by Fred Durst. It's fucking directed by Limp Bizkit. Not the entire. I hope that Wes or whoever, the guy that wore the masks, I hope that he put in his 2 cents. But Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit fame directed John Travolta to have a horrible haircut in this movie. To give you an idea of how great this movie is going to be, Nicolas Cage turned it down. I'll say it again because it's important. Nicolas Cage hasn't turned down a movie in 35 years. Nicolas Cage does not care what the movie is, he needs to pay the IRS, and he's gonna fucking do your movie. This movie is so bad, on paper at least, that Nicolas Cage said no thank you. How far has Travolta fallen, guys? It's a fucking roller coaster. He's Barbarino, right? He's gimme drugs, Barbarino, and he's like a heartthrob. And then he makes a bunch of fucking Look Who's Talking movies, and he falls out in Bubble Boy and gets fat, and no one cares. And then Tarantino brings him back, and then he makes Face Off with, guess who? Nicolas Cage. And then Old Dogs and this shit, and this is gonna be good. So I started looking up Travolta movies, and I came across a list of people who were almost cast in things. So apparently Tarantino wanted Mickey Rourke to be the Vincent, to do the Vincent role in Pulp Fiction, which, by the way, wouldn't be as good. But here I got a list of famous actors who passed up on some famous movies. And some of these are like, a lot of these movies are, hindsight plays a big role in it, because honestly, we're here in 2019, or unless you're listening to this podcast in the future, 2046. But we know what these movies went on to do. We know now that these movies were train wrecks, or these movies were huge hits. But when you're just given a script, you don't have much to go on except for what the script says and who else is involved. But here's a list of people who fucked up. This is a list of people who regret some of their decisions. I talked about this not long ago. Will Smith was originally offered the role as Neo in The Matrix, and I have not gone to bat for Will Smith in 20 years, because Will Smith hasn't been entertaining at all in 20 years. But The Matrix is a really confusing movie. Like, I've seen The Matrix, and I wouldn't be able to explain what The Matrix is about, and I've seen it done. So Will Smith is handed the script, and he says no, so he can go make Wild Wild West, and then everyone says, oh, what an idiot Will Smith is. Well, he was given a cuckoo bananas crazy thing to do, but he's not the only one. Molly Ringwald was offered Pretty Woman. Do you guys remember who Molly Ringwald is? Molly Ringwald, see, this is a big fuck up, because as we know, Julia Roberts did Pretty Woman, and that got her an Oscar, and that made her. She was already kind of a star, but that made her a huge star after that. That's what put her on the map. Molly Ringwald, on the other hand, that was her chance to keep it going. Molly Ringwald was a big star, but Pretty Woman was 1990, 91. What did Molly Ringwald do after 1991? Besides that short-lived NBC sitcom Townies. That's right, I'm the only fucking person that watched Townies on NBC. It came on right after The Single Guy for about 3 weeks. They originally wanted Jim Carrey to play Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. That might have made those movies watchable, I gotta say. Jim Carrey, it would have been a different movie, but... here's a good one. Kevin Hart. By the way, I find Kevin Hart super entertaining, and I love Kevin Hart. I like his stand-up. Even though he only plays the one character, he plays Kevin Hart in all of his movies. I enjoy Kevin Hart. He makes me laugh. I'm entertained by him. But I think people don't give him enough shit for being super homophobic. Not the kind of homophobic where he's on message boards and stuff. But I mean, some of his stand-up, not so super friendly to the gays. And he turned down the role of Al Pacino, that's Al Pacino, in one of the greatest comedies of all time, Tropic Thunder. He turned down that role because the character was gay. Did that character being gay come up at all? Did he have to fuck a dude? No, he didn't. He just didn't want to do it. I think it's more of a pride thing though with Kevin Hart. I don't think he has any ill will toward the gays. And is it okay that I said the gays? Is that can we say that still? Am I gonna get me too'd or what? The gay community. But I think it's more of a thing where he doesn't want his friends. He doesn't want his buddies. He's afraid of what his friends might say if he plays a gay dude in a goddamn movie. Sure, he'd cash the checks, though. Also, speaking of Al Pacino, not Al Pacino, but Al Pacino. He was offered the role of Han Solo in Star Wars. And that was, that I wish would have happened. If I had a time machine, I wouldn't go back and kill Hitler like all you crazy people. By the way, you wouldn't go back and kill Hitler. At what point would you get in your time machine and kill Hitler? I'm guessing you would you would have to kill him. You'd have to go back to a time when he was of a certain age. Like, you're not going to go back and step on a baby's face, right? I know that he would turn out to be Hitler, but you like, I don't think you have it in you to go back in time. Maybe go back far enough to where you can punch his mom in the pregnant stomach. That might be an option. But no one's going back and strangling a baby. When people say, I'm going to go back in time and kill Hitler, he's protected, right? You can't just walk up to a dude like Hitler and kill him. He's probably got guards and stuff. Plus, as we all know, Hitler wasn't all bad. He did kill Hitler. I run out of things to talk about sometimes on doing these podcasts and stuff. So I ask some of you people to send me some suggestions, or possibly, I ask for your input on putting these shows together. And I asked one of these Patreon people, we all know him as Funks. His Christian name is Brandon. Not a great name, by the way, Funks. So we call him Funks. His name is Funks. I asked him if he had any suggestions on something he wanted me to talk about. And he sent me this article. By the way, Funks is one of those guys that comes through for you. I ask him for one suggestion. He sends me an email filled with a bunch of weird shit that either pissed me off or made me laugh. But he sent me this article about a young lady named Belle Delphine. And if you don't know who Belle Delphine is, you're a better person than a lot of people out there. Belle Delphine is a YouTuber. Belle Delphine is a gamer girl. She's making shit tons of money. By the way, I know that there are women out there that play video games. I'm not saying that girls aren't into video games. But if you call yourself a gamer girl, what that means is you're a girl who gets dressed up in like sexy outfits, you show your tits to the internet, and you hold a game controller in your hand. That's what a gamer girl is. A girl that plays video games is a female that plays video games. A gamer girl is someone who, basically they're just tits with a game controller. And it's not even plugged in. Do you still plug in game controllers? Probably not. But that's what this Belle Delphine is. And the story I read, yeah, John Noble's ahead of me here. The story I read was she's on Patreon too, by the way. She's got 4,000 fucking Patreon subscribers. Listen, I'm sitting here in a sweaty car recording podcasts for your money. Tell me right now, if I could make that much money just taking a bath and sending you fuckers the water, would that be better? Because it would be easier, honestly. I mean, the shipping would be a bit much. But if that's what you want, other than a podcast, please let me know. I'll pull the plug on this whole operation. But basically, she's selling her bathwater. So what happened was she was live streaming probably a game, because she's a gamer girl. And there were some comments. Some pervert comment said something about it was a joke comment, I guess. Like somebody said she's so hot that they would drink her bathwater. But she thought, okay, let's see if that's true. So she takes a bath. Also, by the way, I don't care how hot you are. That's gross. That's disgusting. If you take a bath, just to relax, get the bubbles in there, light a candle or two, that's fine. If you take a bath because you think that you're getting clean, you're either stupid or you're a 4-year-old person, because a bath is gross. I don't give a fuck how hot the water is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how many soaps you use. It's you soup. It's you soup. So she's in the bath. And she bottles it up. She just bottles up her bathwater, and she mails it out to people, and people are buying her bathwater. You know what? I don't know what you would do with it. I'm not in the market for anybody's bathwater, so I don't know what maybe a keepsake, maybe a beverage, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe it has a scent to it. I don't know. But yes, obviously you're jerking off to it. But I don't know what you would do with the actual water. Now, here's the thing. She, in addition to not playing video games, she also does stuff like she does. I don't know. She does weird pranks and stuff. Like she ate. There's a video of her eating a raw egg, like shell and all. She kind of like seductively. I don't. First of all, the video is described as watch her seductively eat a raw egg, shell and all. Hey, guess what? There's no way to do that. There's no. I don't care how attractive you are. There's no seductive way to eat a raw egg. There just isn't. It's fucking awkward and gross and weird. So she does that. She put out one video where she had this octopus. It was a dead octopus, and she put little googly eyes on it. I guess she's a fucking gamer girl / comedian. Also, stay in your lane, tits. Stay in your lane, tits. So she does these things, and she did this. She had this campaign going where she posted a picture, and she said, if this picture gets 1 million likes, I'm going to start my own Pornhub channel, and you guys can see me do porn. I mean, they're already masturbating to her. I don't know why she has to. So, within 2 weeks, the picture she posted on Instagram got 1 million views. So she did what she said she was going to do. She started her porn account, her Pornhub account, and she put out a couple videos. One video was watch me play with my pussy. Oh no! And another video was it was called Belle Gets Scissored. And when people clicked on the videos, it was just a video of her petting an actual cat. And then the Belle Gets Scissored video was just her, cutting something with scissors, which angered a lot of Pornhub people. It angered a lot. It angered. By the way, people started a fucking petition saying we need to get this bitch kicked off Instagram because she lied. I mean, she didn't really lie. She said, "Get me to 1 million and I'll start a Pornhub account," and she did that. So she jokingly starts selling her bathwater to people, and not only did people buy her bathwater, but people they wanted more. They wanted more bathwater. So she started buying, instead of sending vials and jars of her bathwater, she started sending fucking jugs. You can get jugs of this fucking, and then there's all kinds of stories that were coming out saying that some guy drank it and he got herpes. That was not true. And somebody vaped it and he went to the hospital and that was not true. And people are mad at this lady. Now here's the thing. You guys know that I do what I can on the internet. I do what I can as far as podcasting goes and the Periscope stuff, and I try my best to entertain, because I enjoy it, and I'm trying to make money doing it. And I don't like when I see people that are completely not talented trying to do those things. It really bothers me, because typically what happens is the people that have zero talent trying to do what I do are 1 million times more successful than me. That's all. By the way, someone added me to a Facebook group like a year ago, made me an admin, whatever that means, and I didn't know because I never noticed it. And then the last 3 days, I've been getting nonstop messages and nonstop notifications on Facebook. Don't do that. By the way, that Facebook page, far more successful than anything I've ever been a part of. The point is, you would think, based on what you've heard me complain about some of these online internet fucking people, you would think that I would be against this lady, Belle Delphine. And I got to tell you right now, I love this person. Here's the thing. If she's just doing this because she honestly thinks that her bathwater should be sold to people, then she sucks. And I hope she dies. But I'm under the belief, I believe that she is just taking advantage of and taking money from a bunch of gross fucking perverts who are buying vials of her bathwater, sprinkling it on their tiny cocks and just jerking the night away. I think she's taking advantage of all these gross dudes, making a fucking killing doing it. They're probably signing up for her Patreon just to jerk off to the emails. It's fucking great. If that's what she's doing, and I believe she is the hero of the week. And also, if you want to jerk off to my bathwater, it will not happen because I do not take a bath. I will not take a bath. But I will fill my bathtub up with water and some soap, put my hand in for a while, and I'll send it to Hizzy. I'll send it to John. I'll send it to Harry. I'll send it to anyone else who wants it, free of charge, and you can jerk off too. Because why? Because I'm not in it for the money. No. I'm in it to make you happy. But honestly, if you take a bath, the only way you should take a bath is if you immediately follow that up with a shower. It's just gross.